Have you ever wanted your own TV show? Have you dreamed of showcasing your talent for the world to see? Well, now you can. Have your own TV show. You can have your own 30-minute show. Not only will you be seen in the Detroit area, but you can be viewed worldwide. Be seen on WHPR Detroit Live, Comcast Cable Channel 91, on the web at TV33WHPR.com, with the TV33 app, on Roku, Google TV, Apple TV, and on Amazon Fire TV. Act now. Time slots are limited. Sign up today and get a free replay with the purchase of your time slot. For more information, call 313-868-6612. Visit our studios and receive a free TV interview to promote your business, church, or organization by appointment only.
This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit Ombudsman. I am here to address all of your complaints and concerns. If you need assistance regarding city services, please contact my office at 313-224-6000 or contact us via email at ombudsman@detroitmi.gov. This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit Ombudsman.
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton.
And I am Thabiti Mpinda.
Inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback,
a positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
And take us along with you. Feedback. And we are hot. We are live right here at WHPR, WHPS, 160 Victor Street, and thanking all of you so much for tuning in to Feedback, a positive image production by Hood Research. It's a Monday, and I guess the mixture of rain and snow is really starting to let you know what December is all about. I guess we had a few flakes a week or two ago, kind of testing the air here. But today it's kind of messy outside. But we're here, we're live, we're glad that you all are tuned in, and hopefully you enjoyed your holiday weekend. And there's a lot to be thankful for. You know, I want to say good morning. Good morning to Vilma. Good morning to Rosa and Ron. Good morning to Barbara and Vera. And Jay, way on the east side. And Les way on the west side. And Shirley's way on the west side, too. Good morning to Girlie and to Katrina and Al and Henry and Don and, oh my goodness, and to Kirk and to Mark. Who you want to say good morning to?
I'll give a shout out to my local 58 brothers, Keith Hines and Dennis Smith III. Also Ruth Ann, Brother Tyson. I'll be seeing you sometime this week. Brother Shane, both Sister Jackie's, Sheila Ragland, Brother Fred, and Sister Andrea, and let me add Clementine, and
that's right.
Yes, some very good people. And I always ask you to have your friends, neighbors, acquaintances, and others to tune in, and to also have pen and paper handy for information you may want to jot down.
Absolutely. And also good morning to Michael and Gladys. You know, there's so many things that are going on within the community, and I'm expecting for us this morning Richard Clay to come on and talk about a project that he has going on now, and also the presidential level and the historical level, and and I'm excited you had mentioned her. I wonder how many out there know Jane Elliott. I got a chance to actually meet Jane Elliott over the phone and to tell her thank you for all of the work that she's done through the years. And, oh, as a matter of fact, Thabiti, today is the birthday of Jane.
Wow.
Today, November the 30th, is the birthday of Jane Elliott. And I was really glad to talk to her on Saturday. And it's great when you meet and know of someone who understands systemic racism and that they've taken the majority of their lives to fight against it. And that's exactly what Jane Elliott has done. So, anyway.
I think that's great. Also, I'll just add quickly, because a lot of times we as a community and as a group have tried to express certain ideas hoping that we could get our Caucasian brothers and sisters, but it's good when one of their own speaks to that, because they get less flack. They may get more just for the staunch racists, obviously, but for those who want to be enlightened, it's good for them to have a voice, someone who looks like them, expound on those particular issues. It makes it more effective.
And you know, a friend of the family was telling me that she met a young white man who was raised in the northern part of the state of Michigan. And his parents are racist. And they worked to instill that in him. And not knowing any better, living in a white community, he didn't know, had never been around us. And obviously, you know, on TV, much of what you see is showing black people in a negative light. He graduated from high school and went to college. And while in college, staying in the dorm and all, of course, he met a lot of African Americans, young males and females. And as he was developing into a young adult, he began to learn that his parents were wrong. And when he graduated from the university, he moved down here to Detroit. And to this day, he still works here in the city of Detroit. And he began really resenting how his parents had raised him to hate somebody that he didn't even know. So getting to know the black folks and in their community and their culture is beneficial for all of us nationwide. And I heard several days on several different news broadcasts that Pope Francis has elevated a black man to the level of cardinal, as in the Catholic Church. Has elevated this black man who was an archbishop in the Washington, D.C. area to the level of cardinal, which is the highest level on which you can serve unless you are the Pope. Well, what I noticed they did not, and perhaps did not know on the news and broadcast, those who were sharing this information, the Catholic Church has had 3 African popes. Let me say that again. The church has had 3, not 1. We got 1 Hispanic now, but they've had 3 African popes. So for those of you who Google and go on the internet and all of that, check it out for yourself.
You know, it's interesting, too, because this was at a time when race really wasn't an issue, and the Greeks and the Romans were interacting with the Africans, and they saw them as peers, not as inferior in any kind of way.
Right.
So it wasn't until race was introduced, maybe in the 14th, 15th century, the concept of race, that then there was divisions which obviously we know exist up until today.
Absolutely. And it was the Africans who taught the Greek philosophers. It was the Africans who taught the Greek philosophers.
And that's why history is important, and certainly Malcolm X made the point that, many have made the point that those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it. It's very crucial. It gives a foundation, and that's one of the things that I always emphasize to my community, that we must know, because that's where your pride comes from.
Right, absolutely. And you know, there's so much that has been copied of the black community, you know, and it's passed on as if they came up with it. They, meaning the European American community, that's the they I'm speaking of. And, you know, that there's so much, so much.
And we're going to hit y'all with it in the future, too. We will expose a lot of the things that were created by our minds and by our hands, but we didn't get the recognition from, and things that we deal with and use every day, and we just have absolutely no knowledge of it at all, and that's regretful.
Well, traffic light is one. But anyway, you know, this president, now going to the national level, it's so pitiful. You know, if he wasn't so full of hate and practiced so much hatred, I would feel sorry for him. I really would. He's pathetic.
You know, it's interesting. As you all know, my name is Thabiti. It starts with a T, and in the words of Mr. T, I pity the fool.
Yeah.
What else can I say?
I know that's right. Well, it seems that the day of the swearing in inauguration of the president-elect Joe Biden, that's on January the 20th, the person who is occupying, as this young lady said, occupying our house on Pennsylvania Avenue, the current person occupying that is planning, don't know if it'll go through, but is planning a party, an announcement, whatever else. It all seems to be a fundraiser for Donald Trump. It all seems to be a fundraiser because the rallies that he has and all of those, money's collected, and as he continues to come out declaring that the election was a fraud and it was fixed, and you got to wonder, well, if this national election was a fraud, and if this national election was fixed, then why are we still concerned about the Senate? Why is Mitch McConnell still in the Senate? Why did he win? Why did we lose seats in the House? Why? If the election was fixed, shouldn't they surely have fixed the Senate of all things? Fixed the Senate. We wouldn't be concerned about the election in Georgia right now. I wouldn't be asking you to call your friends and relatives who live in Georgia to please, on January the 5th, go out and vote for the Democratic candidates. That's Reverend Warnock, W-A-R-N-O-C-K, I believe is right.
Yes.
And for Ossoff, John Ossoff, the two Democrats who are running, so that the Senate would be deadlocked. And the person who would have the final vote would be the Vice President-elect, Kamala Harris.
There's one thing that I'm hoping truly, the fact that, this idea has been just thrown around, that some of the Trump supporters are so discouraged thinking that everything was rigged, quote unquote, that they may not come out in Georgia, just to protest it. Well, I hope you guys don't come out. And those of you who are Democratic or Independent, I hope you come out in droves, because if they're discouraged and feel like the political process is corrupt and they don't come out, our chances of getting those 2 seats are enhanced, or let's say the possibility or the potential grows exponentially in our favor. So, yeah, you're right. Maybe it is, Rick. Maybe you guys, supporters, shouldn't go out.
That's right.
Why waste your time and vote?
That's right. That's right. And other Democrats use the mail-in vote if you have that available to you now. Well, tomorrow's December the 1st, I guess. Call in or mail in for an application so that you can get your ballot and get it mailed in early. The election is January the 5th. So you have the first half, I would say, of December to do that if you're going to do a mail-in. But for those of you who are here, please, please take a few minutes. Call your family and your friends in Georgia and ask them to participate. It's urgent that they participate.
And that they share that same sentiment to their coworkers, their neighbors, acquaintances, the people they encounter when they're transacting business, whether at grocery stores or gas stations. Make sure that you not only contact them, those you know, but tell them to spread the word as well, and emphasize the importance of it, because we can make a difference. We must make a difference.
Absolutely. And then the next part, on a national level, I keep hearing about Donald Trump got 70 million votes. Is that the figure?
Actually, I believe it's around 72 or 3 now.
Okay, 72 or 3 million votes. Donald Trump got 72, 73 million votes. Okay. He took 40%, right, of the election.
Right.
And Joe Biden took 60%. Okay. 70 million people voted for Donald Trump. 70 million people are racist? I'm sure many of them are racist. And they identify with that about Donald Trump, so they voted for him. Some of them voted for him because he has no problem with you knowing that he likes to walk up to any woman that he wants to and feels on her. For those who think, oh, I'd like to do that. I like the fact that he does that. He just does whatever he wants. They voted for him.
And I would add that some of what I would consider the traitors, Tim Scott in the Carolinas, along with Lil Wayne and 50 Cent, some of them voted because they knew that if they got taxed by Biden, that it would hurt them. So they were just looking out for pocket, not for community.
So they voted for him. Yeah.
And we want to find out what this. Go ahead. I was going to say, we want to find out what this caller thinks.
Oh, okay.
Hello, caller. You're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please?
Well, good morning, good people. This is Dr. Fleming. How are you all doing?
Wonderful.
Great, thank you.
Haven't heard from you in a while.
Yes, ma'am. You're looking good, too, both of you guys.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. So I wanted to speak briefly on the number of votes that Mr. Trump got relative to the amount of work that black people have been doing in this country for all this time. Now, if you get that much vote from for a man who is clearly just openly racist, openly stoking the Klan and the skinheads and all the white supremacist group, and you do the math, how much longer are we going to continue to try to fix a system that we clearly see that even after Joe Biden is inaugurated, and we keep getting these symbols with no substance? We had a black president 8 years. We all loved him. I know I loved him and his family and the symbolism of it. Now we have a black vice president, Asian vice president coming in, and another symbol. Meantime,
but stop right there before you go. Fleming, stop before you go on. That gives an example to the young black males and females growing up that they could work towards that as well. Go ahead.
But the problem with that, as an example of progress, is that it's a Pyrrhic victory. It's too little for the cost. We're paying too much for what we're getting. One or two symbols doesn't do the job. We need more than symbols with no substance.
I agree, but a child does not look at it like that. But go ahead.
Well, see, when I do the math and I think about what came out of Obama, 90% we voted for Obama, and what we got for it, what we got for all the votes and all the politicians and all the activists and all of this and all of that, and we look at our condition, we have to start doing some real analysis based on what we get for our work. Not just the fact that we're working, but what are we getting for our work? If I sell you a Pinto for $30,000, you're not going to buy that Pinto because you're saying it's not worth what I'm putting up for it. And that's what I want us to start thinking along the lines of. What are we getting back for our work? Not necessarily that we're working, but what are we getting for it?
I got you.
Well, you know, brother, one thing I will say, Dr. Fleming, I think we have to, once we make that investment in these individuals, we have to stay on them. We can't just be lost in the feel-good moment of we got somebody in, but we haven't pressed them to do it. We have to become even more vocal because that's the only opportunity we have to be heard at that point. Once 45 got in, we didn't have an opportunity. So when we had 44 in, President Obama, and anyone who comes in subsequently, we have to pressure them, let them know the voices of our community, because you know, in reality, we help them ascend to the position they're in. Not that we didn't have allies in terms of other nationalities, but we have to become more vocal because other groups, whether they be gay rights, whether it be Hispanic, etc., they make their platforms vocal and they don't back up from it at all. Jewish, whomever, we're the only ones who, once we get to the let's say the resting stop, we rest. We don't continue. So I agree with you, brother. We have to press them.
Yeah, okay. Well, I was going to say on that point, you know, and I think that we, again, you know, I agree with you there, but I think that we continue, you know, we have these individuals, and I think that we keep on getting deceived by those who, quote unquote, look like us, as opposed to those who think like us.
Right. So give us a solution, and then I want you to do something for me.
Seriously, is taking care of itself. See, when a people began to pray and think of and desire change, then the conditions come about in the situation that brings about the change that you want. And it appears that it has nothing to do with, you know, you. It's just a matter of just because of the thoughts create. So we have a situation here where this man is the demolition man. He's here. Donald Trump is here to destroy what we have been praying for centuries. But before you can destroy something, you got to see what it is you're destroying. So now here we are with this guy in position, and I don't believe he's going away quietly. I think they're going to have to drag that Negro out of there. But I really do believe that.
Yeah.
But he's showing us exactly what we're working with, and I think that when this is over, we're going to have to make a choice because this time you got a Confederate in the White House as opposed to someone who wants to keep the Union together. You got someone who wants to separate in the White House, and he's playing on that white supremacy. Don't you think that them 3 out of 4 white folks who voted for Donald Trump are not thinking about their white supremacist position and their white privilege? They voted for him even though the polls were saying, oh, it's going to be a landslide, right? Remember?
Yeah, I remember.
And then, and just like the last time, they was lying.
Well, listen.
White folks lie to us. Okay? Now I'm going to let y'all go. I'll call you in a couple of years.
No, I'm glad you called. Hold on. I want you to do something for me before you hang up. the population in the United States of America, to round it off, is 329 million people. 329 million people. It's actually 328 something. So I just rounded it off. 70 million voted for Donald Trump. I want you to tell us what percentage of 329 million people who live in the United States is 70 or whatever it was that voted for him. 70
So let's round.
What percentage?
What did you say? 300 and.
I just rounded off. 329 million people live in this country.
Okay.
And it was said 70 or 72 million voted for Donald Trump. Now, what percentage is that of 329 million?
Okay, let me think about it. It's about 23%. Right about 23% of the people who voted for Donald Trump.
Okay.
Right around.
Now, that sounds, that's close. That is sounding much better than 40%, right?
Yeah.
What they have been promoting is he got 40% of the vote, 40%. I'm like, damn, that's close to half the people in the United States. But when you actually realize the number of people who are in the United States, okay?
Right.
And you know that it's in the 20s, then...
Okay, so that's a great way of looking at it, Theo, and I never thought about it
that's a
from
more
that perspective.
That's a more realistic way, yes, of looking at it.
But
he was not as
the
successful
Party
at it as it seems.
50% represents 50% of the country, and what they won nearly 100% with this guy. Then that actually shows you that about half the country is with this man.
Yes,
I understand the voting
but 50%
population,
of the country is not Republican. Is not. Even if 50% of the country is racist. But listen and look at the way they are presented. Okay? There is a term, two terms that were created by white people. We did not do this. White people called their own poor, downtrodden people po white trash.
Right.
We didn't invent that. They call them trailer park trash.
That's right.
We did not invent that. Oh, but look at this now. When you see programs representing poor, downtrodden white people, they're on shows like Green Acres, woman walking around in gowns and diamonds and stuff. Beverly Hillbillies, okay? The McCoys something or other, I can't remember the total name of that show. But the real McCoys, but when they're presented to the country, they're presented in a positive light.
Yes.
When you see poor downtrodden black people, it's generally in a criminal light. You know, you've got these shows, L.A. Law or whatever the other ones are, and they're shown always doing something negative. On the news, they're the perpetrators that are being looked for. If something happens and there's a black perpetrator, you see his picture. If a white person has done something, you don't even see them. The 17-year-old.
We know they're white by the crime that's committed.
Right.
Mass shooting, you can pretty much bet that's a white man.
Yes, and the 17-year-old that murdered 2 people in Kenosha, Wisconsin, and wounded a third, all of those people involved were white. The mother drove him with a machine gun, it's called an AR-15, I think you call it. Drove him up there, and he got back in the car, and she drove him back home. I know what kind of craziness is that? She was as crazy as he is.
That they are right in no matter what the situation is, and when when you have a country that's built on that premise, then the premise has to be destroyed.
Right.
The premise, and for the first time, white people in mass did not elect the president, even though 3 out of 4 of them voted for Trump.
Right.
That 3 out of 4 was not enough because of the massive number of other people who voted
That's
They
right.
did not elect him, and that's what he's playing on at this point. I believe.
Exactly. Well, I want to thank you so much
Thank you.
for joining us this morning and learning about another way to look at things. We have to take a break now. It's 9:30, and we have someone else on the line too. Okay, so would you just hold on, and we will be back momentarily.
You're watching Detroit's own WHPR TV. Detroit Live.
This is Theo Broden from Feedback. You can watch me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at WHPR TV Now app. Download our free app at WHPR TV Now.
Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern.
This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit Ombudsman. I am here to address all of your complaints and concerns. If you need assistance regarding city services, please contact my office at 313-224-6000 or contact us via email at ombudsman@detroitmi.gov. This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit Ombudsman.
How you see the world is everything.
Oh my God, girl, you take all day.
Oh, hi.
How you doing, Luna?
The people you trust,
Stay safe. Go.
your community,
You rolling with the pain today.
I'm gonna show you how it's done, Payne. In the best and the worst times. Ma'am, stop!
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Muy bien.
I see myself
Gracias.
in the people I serve.
Hi.
Officer Luna, Officer Luna.
Sweet.
Girl, you know you can do my job, right?
107.3 FM, WVIE.
How would you like for this to be you? Well, it could be. If you have the desire to be an independent radio personality, paying yourself, this is your chance. WVIE 107.3 FM and WHPR 88.1 FM are looking for people with outgoing personalities who can attract sponsors. Launch your career on a radio station with the latest technology in broadcasting. WVIE 107.3 and WHPR 88.1. If you're into talk, R&B, oldies, jazz, gospel, or soca, Radio We Can See is where you need to be.
88.1 FM, WHPR.
Have your own radio show. Block time is available. Call 313-868-6612. Radio We Can See, broadcasting live in the Virgin Islands and Detroit. Find us on Comcast Channel 90 and worldwide on Fire Stick, Roku, Apple TV, and all of your favorite platforms. Season's greetings from Detroit's 107.5 WGPR HD2. Radio We Can See.
Chestnuts roasting. Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broten,
And I am Thabiti Mpinga,
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback.
a positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV. Watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you. Feedback. Yes, and we are back. Thank you so much for staying tuned to Feedback, a positive image production by Hood Research. And we do have callers on the line, and you too. Call 868-4336 and join us.
Hello, caller. Carolyn, you're on the air.
Yes. Good morning to both of you. Happy holidays to both of you.
Oh, thank you. Happy Monday.
My name is Carolyn. I'm not one of your most popular callers there at WHPR, but Ms. Theo, you asked for solutions for the problems that Black people face after they elect an individual. Okay? I have a solution for you, and I realize that because of COVID-19 that we cannot get out and do the things that we need to do.
Okay.
But there is a group called Call 'em Out.
Okay.
I'm sure you're familiar with the Call 'em Out Coalition.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
And Detroit City Council needs to be called out. I mean, I know that a lot of people don't want to call them out because these are their friends. But Detroit City Council, instead of trying to call out the national people, we need to start here in Detroit and to call out the Detroit City Council. Like I said, I am not one of your most popular calls because these are my thoughts. And I don't think that Detroit City Council, I mean, I don't know when the election is coming up for them, but they need to be voted out.
Okay. Well,
and thank you for taking my call.
Hold on. Don't go away.
Yes,
you should have pen and paper handy.
Yes, ma'am.
What I did this morning, I started on the international level, came down to national level, and I'm going to county, state, county, city. However, I've had Agnes here on the show with us.
Yes,
and,
I love her.
And Hood Research heard, because of the pandemic, people called us who were saying they were angry because the governor had shut things down and they couldn't go out. They couldn't go to the movies or to the bar or wherever they wanted to go. We said, oh. We got calls from people who said, oh, I'm so bored. I'm in the house and I get tired of watching TV, get tired of listening to the radio, and I this, that, and the other, get tired of reading and all. And I said, oh. But when we started getting calls from people who said they were depressed, Carolyn, we thought, well, we need to think of some kind of solution. So we started having an afternoon with Hood Research every Saturday. We start at 2 p.m. in the afternoon and we go until 6 p.m. And we have people who will call at 2 and they may stay on until 3:15 and they hang up and they go to the grocery store, the gas station, or rake the leaves. That's what Gladys said she was doing one day. And then they come back and they call up and come back on the call because we're there till 6 o'clock. We have some people who will come on at 4 and stay till 6. We've had people to come on and give presentations, and those who are the callers who join us are always welcome to share their information and ask their questions. We've had an attorney from Atlanta, Georgia, who specializes in election law. We had a young lady on this past Saturday, Patricia Clay, who has written a book about her life and how she was molested by her mother's boyfriend. And Patricia Clay was 8 years old. And the mother sided with the boyfriend. So she talked about her experience growing up and how she has worked to adjust, with that and forgive her mother. We had Judge Marilyn Atkins, who has written a book about her life. And people had a chance to, to talk with her, ask questions, and share their insights. And we had an attorney on who's right here in Detroit who does general law. But we have a variety that takes place every Saturday from 2 p.m. until 6. And I want to share with you and those who are tuned in the telephone number so that you too can join us. And it's 1-978-990-5000. Again, the telephone number is 1-978-990-5000. It rings, I don't know, one time in response, and then you put in an access code, which is 338729, and you press the pound key. Some people call it a hashtag. Some people call it tic-tac-toe sign. Well, whatever. You put in the access code, which is 338729. And when you press the pound key, you'll be joining in the conversation. And that's every Saturday from 2 until 6 p.m. And if there's someone you know, you're welcome, honey. There's someone you know that you would like to have come on and give a presentation, a small business owner or someone, then let them know. And Hood Research has a website, hoodresearch.org. We have a phone number, which is area code 234-2371. The phone number is area code 248-234-2371. And the email.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, and thank you for taking my call.
You're surely welcome. Thank you for calling. And the email for Hood Research is contact@hoodresearch.org. Contact, then the @ symbol, hoodresearch.org. We have someone else on the line.
Hello, caller. You're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please?
Yes, good morning. This is Richard Clay calling in to talk with Theo.
Yes, our guest this morning, Richard Clay. And I want to thank you for joining us. And
thank you very much for having me.
Oh, sure. Before we get started, I wanted to share that on the state level, the governor is again asking people to reduce the amount of time that you spend going from place to place or person to person, and be sure and wear a mask. Also, don't forget the hand sanitizer, even rubber gloves if you're going to be going somewhere and touching surfaces from which you could catch the virus. And also, remember to put 6 feet between you and other individuals. And there are those who are refusing to wear the mask, but that should not deter you from wearing one. You want to protect yourself as well as other people, particularly those loved ones of yours. Then on the county level, we wanted to remind you that the sheriff has tested positive. At the meeting, you wanted to share as well.
Yes, we want everyone to offer their prayers to Benny Napoleon and the family, because they also are dealing with this, and there's a lot of pressure and anxiety with it. And we know that Sheriff Napoleon voluntarily, and I think it was a wise idea, asked to be put on the ventilator so his body wouldn't have to work as hard to breathe. And we know that his 2 sisters and his brother also had COVID, and they came through it, and they're all well now. So we just want everyone to offer their prayers to the family and to Benny Napoleon for a swift recovery and a full recovery.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I've known him since he was a teenager, and he has done well and worked diligently in the community, and he's been a supportive person. So I thank you for sharing that and bringing that up to everybody's attention, and asking them to to pray for him and the family as well. And a lot of times people don't think about being positive and living in a home with their seniors or the babies or juniors. I don't know why this information ever came out that children don't get the virus. Children not only become positive, but there have been children who have died from the virus as well.
A 6-year-old here, and her parents were both first responders, essential workers. So don't think just because the media has said things that would make you drop your guard that is true. Everyone should be on guard.
Absolutely. And on the city level, I just got to say that I heard this report recently that the cadets that have graduated from the police academy were 15 in number, African American officers. So I was very glad to hear that. Now, that's a city level. We covered all of the levels. Now, our guest this morning is Richard Clay, and Richard has a program that I'm interested in him sharing with the community. So, Richard, first, tell us who is Richard Clay.
Okay. first of all, I just want to say I am so glad and so honored to be here back on your show. I was here earlier at the beginning of the year and really enjoyed my time that I shared with you and your co-hosts and your viewing audience, your listening audience. I'm a long time listener and supporter to WHPR, and it's just a great thing to be back. And so I have had the pleasure of working. I'm a native Detroiter, longtime community activist and educator here in the community. I've done some of everything from teaching to writing to activism with a lot of different organizations here in the city. And I am also a totally blind person working with our disabled community and doing everything that I can do that is within my personal power to try to empower our people, uplift our people, educate our people. And I spend a lot of time in working with our youth within that.
Okay. Now, the program that you have established recently, tell us more about that. Okay, so one of the projects that I've been working with is, and again, really around, it's something that kind of started, it's all kind of come together, but it kind of started years ago. I taught from 1999 to about 2006. I taught in Detroit Public Schools. I taught social studies in high school. And I saw firsthand the devastation that was going on with our boys, with young black males who were being suspended the most, expelled the most, put in detention the most while they were in school. And of course, that was leading to that school to prison pipeline with our young men going to prison in the highest numbers. And I just felt like I really needed to do more and increasingly try to do more and more to do that. So first, it was just kind of like an informational thing. And back in 2008 was when I built this website, and the website was called Black Boys, BOYS, in Crisis.com. BlackBoysInCrisis.com started out all the way back in 2008 as just a way of really, really letting people know, ringing the alarm bells, putting out the information so that teachers could get it, parents could get it as to what was really going on with our young men. And over the years, putting out information is a great thing, but it's kind of like what you were talking about a little bit earlier, Theo. You can only just put out information for so long. You also, people come around, they gather around for the information. They say, okay, but what can we do about this? It is a crisis regarding our black boys. Right. And conditions were also worsening with our girls at the same time. So people kind of like, what do we begin to do? So my website began to evolve as I began to do more research and put up more solution-oriented things about what we could do as teachers, what we could do as parents, what we could do as concerned community members who maybe didn't even have children, but who live in the community with children. And so the site kept evolving, and in the past year or two, we really just kind of took it to a whole nother level because we added a lot of different features, such as our video portion of the website, which the website is free to use anyway.
and it's always had a lot of articles and essays up there. But we had took our video portion and created this video library. And the video library is divided up into lectures that have been given over the years, speakers doing their different presentations, documentaries that address the situation with young black males, and that address our situation throughout the African diaspora.
Let me ask you this. Do you have links to those that are listed on the website, or do you have to go to YouTube, or they talk about how somebody access that information?
Okay, yes, that's a great point. So when you go to, I mean, this is the website has evolved into this great education resource because teachers are going there, parents are going there, as well as there's stuff for students, and it's all right there on the website. Once you go there, you go to www.blackboysincrisis.com, and when it first comes up, you'll see the links there. For instance, if you went and you clicked on video library, it would basically give you 4 options. You could click on lectures, you could click on speakers, you could click on, there's like 4 different things you could click on. And from there, for instance, if you went into documentaries, you could choose any one of, we have the entire Eyes on the Prize documentary series loaded right there onto the site. You wouldn't have to click anything else. You just have to decide, I want to see Eyes on the Prize 1, where it first starts. Do I want to go to 10, which gives you a description of what was happening in Mississippi at the time.
Oh, okay.
You want to go to Eyes on the Prize 6, which is Dr. King's I Have a Dream speech. And there will be other documentaries that will be there in that section that you could choose from, like maybe a documentary on Malcolm X, or it could be a documentary on Shirley Chisholm, just all of these various things that, we felt like this would be great for our youth to see, but many adults have not viewed this information, and can get this powerful firsthand information. It's all there, it's all free, and it's all like the full-length videos right there.
Oh, okay.
Brother, I'm glad you said that because from what you've just outlined, it seems so very comprehensive in that it just covers a lot of ground. And the point that you made that really struck me, and I feel it even more, is that the adults can not only learn it, because it's up to us to teach the youth. Sometimes if we don't have the information or the knowledge, then we can't really pass it on. So I think it's critical and very important. You can believe I'll be on the site that once I learn some things, I can share those with people who don't know, maybe excite an interest in them, and then have them also participate. And since it's available and free access, no one has an excuse not to. And Theo and I were talking earlier about some of the accomplishments, inventions, and such that are that we can contribute to our race or people who are in our culture. This right here for me is a nice platform and foundation for us to really build some self-esteem and self-confidence with the generation that's behind us, as well as learning for our own benefit. And we can hold our heads higher when we know these things.
Right.
Definitely. Definitely. And I appreciate you when like you say, this is something that we could tell. Like, when people go to blackboysincrisis.com, if they just click on the video library section, I haven't even talked about any of the other sections yet, but if they just click on that link, I think people will be surprised at how much information and power that is right there in your hands. Like, there's one you go down that list, and some of the greatest teachers that we have had, some of the greatest speakers are right there. You can go, and you could, like in a 1 hour period, you could flip without leaving the site. You could flip back and forth from watching video presentations of Dr. Ivan Van Sertima, Dr. Ben, Dr. Claude Anderson. I mean, like, some of the greatest master teachers that we have had that have imparted knowledge on African history, knowledge on economics, labor, and education. They're all right there at the touch of a button.
Wow.
And you can watch how much of them that you want to watch, file it away, come back later, share it with someone, and it is just all right there, going to the way back all the way to the present. Dr. Umar Johnson, and some of the people that are doing it right now are sitting up there right next to, say, a presentation from Dr. Carter G. Woodson, you know, or Dr. W.E.B. Du Bois.
Wow. Do you have Dr. Maulana Karenga on there, the creator of Kwanzaa? We're going to get into that pretty soon.
I don't have yet and we're constantly adding things. I don't have Dr. Maulana Karenga up there himself, but there's definitely a piece on Kwanzaa and sharing with people the power of Kwanzaa and everything, the principles that Dr. Maulana Karenga left to us.
Right,
and making sure that information is there.
Oh, okay. We got a few minutes before we go to the top of the hour, Richard. But I was asking that because that being a part of our culture now, it teaches principles that people need to follow. And it's so sad when you find some people in our community who, oh, well, I don't, that's black stuff. I don't want to, deal with that. But it just seems to me that part of the systemic racism is based on the fact that our history has not been included. You spoke about teaching social studies. Tell me, within the social studies lesson plans, what kind of information, I'm not talking about supplementary information that you brought into the classroom, but in the social studies book, how many of us were included?
So in the social studies book, as the students receive just straight in public school, it's almost like we are excluded, except for like little bits and pieces, here and there. You get a little bit of writing on slavery and its history in the country. Nothing before that, or very little before that. It almost doesn't exist. And then you get, a hit here with Dr. King. You might get, Eli Whitney inventing the cotton gin or something like that. But it's like little specks and bits and pieces that are all disconnected.
I got you.
Students are never given a real
inclusive. Okay.
Picture.
Well, we have to go to our station identification break. So hold with us, and we'll be back momentarily.
You're watching Detroit's own WHPR TV. Detroit Live.
Hi, this is Thabiti Mpinda from the Feedback Program. You can watch me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on WHPR TV Now app. Download our free app at WHPR TV Now.
Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern.
This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit Ombudsman. I am here to address all of your complaints and concerns. If you need assistance regarding city services, please contact my office at 313-224-6000 or contact us via email at ombudsman at detroitmi.gov. This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit Ombudsman.
How you see the world is everything.
Oh my God, girl, you take all day.
Oh, hi.
How you doing, Luna?
The people you trust,
Stay safe. Go.
your community.
You rolling with the pain today.
I'm gonna show you how it's done, Pain.
In the best and the worst times.
Ma'am, stop! Hola, ¿cómo estás? Muy bien.
I see myself
Gracias.
in the people I serve.
Hi.
Officer Luna, Officer Luna.
Sweet. Girl, you know you can do my job, right?
Right here.
WGPR Detroit HD2.
You're watching WHPS, Highland Park, Detroit.
FM 88.1 WHPR, Highland Park. WVIE 107.3 FM Charlotte, Amalia, Virgin Islands.
Not only can you listen, you can watch. 107.3 WVIE, Virgin Islands. Have your own show and be seen and heard in the Virgin Islands, Detroit, and worldwide. RadioWeCanSee.com, a Watkins Broadcasting Company. Block time is available. Call now, 313-868-6612. Season's greetings from Detroit's 107.5 WGPR HD2. Radio we can see.
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton,
And I am Thabiti Mpinda,
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for feedback.
a positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you. Feedback. With you, yes. You can download us on your smartphone. Go to the App Store, hey, and take us along with you. You have told others about us, I hope, and even thought about joining Hood Research. Annually, it's a $20 membership. We also have lifetime memberships as well. But we right now having our guest on, who is Richard Clay, a former teacher. We were talking about us as black folk being included in social studies. Wow. When I was in school, my class book only had 2 people of color, as they say. One was, who was it? George Washington Carver, who was brought to Detroit by Henry Ford. And the other was Mary McLeod Bethune. And I guess he was there because of Henry Ford. And she was there because she was a friend of Eleanor Roosevelt. And together there was a school established for young colored girls to go, and they could learn how to be caretakers and nurses and service folk. But that was it. So I'm hearing you say, Richard, that Dr. Martin Luther King has been added, and boy, slow progress. The meeting now, we're talking about the number of inventions and all kinds of information that other folks need to know. Many things that we have accomplished. And it was black folk who actually taught the Greeks. Aristotle, the ones they give credit to being the fathers of philosophy and the fathers of this and that. But they don't bother to tell you that they got their information from black people. Isn't that
That's right.
special?
Brother Clay, when you mentioned a couple of heavyweights whom I've had a chance to sit in their presence and listen to their lectures, which I'm indicating Dr. Ben and Dr. Ivan Van Sertima, along with others, but those two that you mentioned, one of the questions I want to ask you is, what can what can we do as a community to help your website? Because some of the things you said, brother, I know I'm just going to be spending hours on it. I already see that happening for me. And I've had a smile on my face most of the time listening to you, because my heart has always been, since I was in my late teens, into studying our culture, both here and on the continent. So is there anything that people can do to help? Because the people that you've mentioned, and I'm sure the list is much longer, Eyes on the Prize, all of that, is there anything the community can do to help you, brother?
That's a great question. The main thing that I want to see the community do is to just pass the word about the website on. Just, like sometimes, you know how you're over, COVID is, of course, reducing our person-to-person contact. But COVID, the way I look at it is this, the Bible says, and this too shall pass. And we will be back, gathering with each other, with our friends, our loved ones. And sometimes, because we can pull sites up easily on our phone, just pull the site up on the phone and just show it to someone, and show them the wide range of things that they can click on, and a wide range of some of these people who they have never seen before. Just share with them, share videos with them. I think it's one thing like to tell someone like, look, in school they're not teaching our history or whatever, but it's something totally different to pull up Dr. Chancellor Williams or Dr. Ivan Van Sertima, and he's up there on stage, and he's got the artifacts right there, and they can look at it, they can see it, and so that's the power that having a site like this offers. I mean, there's other sites too that have videos and stuff on them. I've just really tried to pick like the best of the best, the power, of the power, and put them all in one place, so that you don't have to take people to 10 different sites to really get them where they need to be, and where they can really elevate their mental and their spiritual. So that's one of the main things that we can do is just share, just tell people about the site, get them to go there one way or the other. Right. And in the process, if they're there, if they want to buy one of my books, I've written 4 books. If they want to buy one of my books, they can. If they want to make a donation, that's there. They can do that right there on the site. But it's definitely not there. The site's not there to try to trick anyone into buying or donating anything. It's there as an education resource, and there are people logging on not only from around the country, but there are people logging on from about 15 different countries. Okay. And we just want to keep it going and keep it building.
Right. Well, give us an overview of your books that you have written.
Okay. So the primary book that I wrote, that I worked on for the longest time, right as I was working in the schools, teaching over at Northwestern High School, and the title of the book was, it had a title. The title was Raised Wrong, Educated Worse, Addressing the Troubled Behavior of Our Sons. And that was where I really tried to take a lot of my research and my work and build on the fact that while I was teaching and first kind of debating these issues, I noticed that parents would kind of point the fingers at teachers. Teachers would point the finger at parents. And administrators would point the finger at both. and it was kind of like, you know, who is really responsible for what is going on? And so I said, well, we have to take a critical look at all elements, because this problem wasn't created overnight. It won't be solved overnight, but it definitely won't be solved if we don't stop the finger pointing and just admit that there's been a lot of wrong and a lot of things done in all aspects that have to be redone. We have to get recentered in an African-centered way if we're going to save many of our youth.
Oh, okay.
You know, I look at it as
that was my main book that I wrote. But I also wrote. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say quickly, I consider it a form of deprogramming because we have been programmed.
Yes, we have.
Right.
Yes, we have.
Right. Now, the other book you...
The American system is very good at programming. It has been good at programming us ever since, you know, they brought us here.
Right,
so, we have to do these different things as a part of deprogramming, which is so important. I wrote a book called Testimonies of Our Sons, which is these other books I wrote. They're very small books that you can read in one sitting. And that book was basically, I didn't do a lot of talking and testimonies of our sons. I did interviews.
Oh, nice.
8 different young men who were ranging from, they were all in high school, different high schools across the city of Detroit. And I interviewed them. I let them talk and tell their stories about high school teachers, girls, the law, everything, and just express their feelings. And I just summarized it and said, look, this is what these young men are saying. And then I wrote another book called Addressing Addressing the Black Youth Self-Esteem Crisis. And I thought that it was my thinking that if you boil all of this down to just one, I mean, there's a 1,000 different issues that our youth are facing. But girls and boys, if you just boiled it down to one issue, that if we address that issue, we could start reversing this thing, it would be self-esteem. And so in that book, I really addressed how bad the problem has become, and a lot of different ways that we could begin to address it in the classroom, at home, and really begin to build our youth sense of self-esteem, which in many instances it is so bad that it just boils down to materialism and how much material things they can get, you know, they can get exposed to. That's what they consider their self-worth as being.
Well, you know, speaking about self-esteem in the classroom, do you have a Facebook page as well?
Yes, I do.
Okay. The reason I mention it, I think that social media, which has the use of the Facebook, can help in this. My opinion is if we can include many of the things that our people have done in all categories, inventions. There are over 1,000 inventions that have actually received patents by the United States federal government. And there are thousands more that have been stolen from our people over the decades. But to have those included in the classroom or printed on Facebook, or when you talk to people, tell them about it. My daughter called me one day and she says, Mom, I says, what is it? She says, did you know that George Crump invented potato chips? I said, no. Who's George Crump? Well, in 1866 or thereabouts, George Crump invented the potato chip. So you can eat potato chips now because a black man invented it. Oh boy! But it was one of those tidbits that you hear, and you know our people eat all kinds of chips, and they've got all kind of flavors now, barbecue chips and onion cream chips and all of this. Right. And and our young people eat chips, you know. So as they learn and as we share in social media, on telephone calls, it's whatever we're using to contact people these days, if we share with them a lot of the accomplishments that come from our community, they begin, well, you know, if a black man invented potato chips, well, I could come up with a recipe from our folks, you know, to give them some alternative things to think about. And when they start becoming creative, then maybe some of the negative activities that they get involved with will kind of fade away. But if they don't have information that comes from our ancestors and our friends and relatives right now, there are young people who are thinking about inventing games for the computer. There are young people right now who are being taught by a gentleman who grew up on the east side of Detroit, and he's showing young males, he's focusing in on the males like you are, and he's teaching them coding. He's teaching them how to break down a computer, how to build a computer, how to repair a computer. And many of our young people, unfortunately, and adults too, are only using the computer to search for this, search for that, or play games here, play games there, or to order things from that big catalog company. You know, the people don't realize, young folk now, their catalog invented during the cowboy days. You go to the general store and you would order something, sell boulder material, then you'd have to wait for a stagecoach to bring it out to you.
Right.
You know? Well, and go back to the general store and pick it up. That was catalogs that was invented back then. But today, right in your house, right at your computer table, you can order what you want. Now we have an electronic catalog. We have someone on the line who wants to share.
Hello, caller. You're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please?
This is McLeod.
Thanks for calling, McLeod. Mm-hmm.
I was calling on my cell phone. I couldn't get the show on my phone this morning.
Oh, okay.
But I was calling to find out, has anybody got any information on Benny Napoleon being on the hook up to the machine?
Oh, yes, he's now on a ventilator. Yeah. That's the most that we've seen. And yesterday, McLeod, there was a group of people on Woodward Avenue near the his office, and they were praying for him. That's the most recent thing that I've heard. So, Thabiti and I asked people earlier in this show to please pray for Benny Napoleon, Sheriff of Wayne County, and his family for his recovery. Yeah, but
and the update that you all gave here on the show, that's the most, I believe you all have the most updated information that I've heard. And I just wanted to say big shout out to Brother McLeod there on the line. This is a brother that I've known for a long time, and going all the way back to Malcolm X grassroots movement. A very active brother, very good in our community, very solid brother, and
very supportive.
Yes, call in today.
Yes, McLeod is right. Was anything else, McLeod?
That's it.
Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in and for calling in. Okay.
Take care, Richard.
All right. So, on social media, though, Richard Clay, it is helpful, in my opinion, that we share information because of the fact that many white people don't know about our accomplishments. There are many black people don't know either.
Right.
You know, they don't.
Definitely.
Right. So they
Definitely,
need to
you
know we have a lot to be proud of and a lot to support. And in building our own community, we need to see people who look like us providing us.
Brother Clay, what's your Facebook page?
So, you know, I don't know. On Facebook, I just always tell people, if you just look me up at, you know, on Facebook, you can do the search. If you just type my name in, Richard Clay, it'll come up.
Okay.
If you Google your name, it comes up. Right? You just Google your name. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, another caller.
All right. Okay, Richard, hold on. We have another caller.
Hello, caller. You're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please?
Is it me?
Yes, it's you.
This is Slide So Slide Go.
All right. Happy Monday.
Theo, make sure I get his name so I can look up, you know, things so we can share with the children and the youth and our families as well.
You're right. Richard Clay. And he has a website, which is blackboysincrisis.com.
Black Boys in Crisis.
.com.
Okay.
That right, Richard?
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, Richard
blackboysincrisis.com.
Blackboysincrisis.com.
Right.
.com.
Yeah.
Oh, coolio. I was at a dance class this week, and I met a guy that's called the Dusty Trail Horseback Riding and a Black Horseman. And they do birthday parties, graduations, photos, and I think he said on Saturdays they give people, you know, they let the children and people ride on the horses with them at the Cider Farm on Rosa Parks and Lawrence Street. Leroy Ramsey, Reginald Ramsey, Omar Reed are the three gentlemen. So I'll get the numbers to you, and maybe we can get them on there too.
Oh,
as
absolutely.
well as the history of what they've done and what they're doing right now in the city of Detroit.
Wow.
Yeah, that's another resource that definitely needs some light shed on it.
Right. Absolutely. Yes. We have that group. We have the Michigan Black Horsemen's Association as well. And the Buffalo Soldiers.
Yeah.
Well, before the pandemic, the Buffalo Soldiers were on Joy Road and Spinoza, right there where Rouge Park is. They have a small museum, and the children were able to come out and meet them and go to the museum and see what the Buffalo Soldiers did. See, that's not included in history either, Richard.
No, that is not in the school book.
Right. It is just so much that our people have done, and of course you'll hear the statement, yeah, we built this country. Okay, so you built the country. Well, what did you do to build the country? Okay, tell somebody. You know, you're responsible for the traffic light. You're right. And who did they use? Yeah, right. Our ancestors were used to build this country. You know, give them some details, for goodness sake.
Right.
I know that's
and,
right.
You know, we cannot keep allowing our enemies to have the narratives, because we know if they control the narratives, they'll never tell the truth.
That's right. That's right. And they'll brainwash too many of our own people who don't have a clue. But you know, let me share this.
Help our children and to instill from the womb to the tomb. We have to do the teaching and the groom.
That's right. Now, February the 27th, which is part of Black History Month, Hood Research and Bart McFarland are going to have a caravan. You know, keeping in tradition with the distancing. We're going to have a caravan. We'll be starting at McKenzie property over there on Wildman in Chicago, and go past and to the Mumford Marines. That's a black detachment that was established in 1940 by President Roosevelt, because the white guys didn't want to fight with the black soldiers. So President Roosevelt said, that's okay. Give them their own, you know. So the Mumford Marines base in Detroit is located on Joy Road, and it's been there for a long time. So what we like to do is to lift up our own people, share the information about them. And that's why we're glad to have Richard Clay on with us this morning as he addresses Black Boys in Crisis. And in February, Black History Month, we're going to have a caravan that goes down Joy Road to the Mumford Marines headquarters. And then we're going to go to the Buffalo Soldiers headquarters, which is on Joy Road also. And we want to share the information about the Tuskegee Airmen. So we're going to get all of that in. So we want you to join us with that. Just wanted to let you know.
And our presently known history that's being made now with the Black Cider Farm and these horsemen that's alive and well now that are sharing and caring for the community.
Okay.
If there's a Black Cider Farm, I need to make it out there as much cider as I drink.
Absolutely.
Lawrence, on Rosa Park in Lawrence, because he told us they were right down the street from where we were dancing, which was Claremont. Rosa Park's in Claremont at that Gordon Park.
Oh,
and
okay.
So he came and we took pictures of the horse, and that's when I got his card. So I'm going to have him call you, Theo, so we can get some more feedback.
Wow. Oh, okay. Well, hopefully we can look into having a representative from there on with us coming Saturday and or Monday. Okay,
right,
you'll help us with that. Okay.
Yes.
Now we got a couple of minutes, and boy, time really went fast today.
Yeah,
and I've enjoyed okay, I've enjoyed having you, Richard Clay, with us this morning. Is there any other contact information that you want to share for people that tuned in?
If people need to get in contact with me, all of my contact information also is on the site, but you can always give me a call. My phone number is 313-247-3301. That is 313-247-3301. And I Theo, you kept mentioning about inventors. Garrett Morgan, who invented the traffic light. Benjamin Banneker. I have, believe me, we have documentaries, we have articles on the site that do cover many of our Black inventors. Matter of fact, we have a whole, we link to another site that covers just Black people and inventors in math. It's
all
like
right. Oh, that's great to know.
Been great over the years.
Yes. And Garrett Morgan also invented the gas mask. So we got how many?
There are we have an activity section where it's activities and assistance. It's just for students to go on and get homework assistance, to get assistance at subject by subject, biology, mathematics, science fair projects, all of that stuff, because we're so big in trying to get these students help with science and math.
Thank you so much for that. And I want to thank all of you for being tuned in today. And I want you to know it's not necessary for you to know everything. What is necessary is for you to know how to find what you need when you need it. And we at Hood Research seek out as much information as we can to share with you and have others to share as well to help us all make better informed decisions. Thabiti?
And as I always say, if you want to be nothing, do nothing. But the only problem with doing nothing is you never know when you finish. And make sure if you don't do anything else, you go to blackboysincrisis.com. You will be pleased about it and share it with others.
And tune in again next Monday right here, 9 a.m. And know that you're invited to join Hood Research for a wonderful afternoon on Saturdays. Thank you again. Peace. Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton.
And I am Thabiti Mpinga.
Inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for feedback.
A positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
And take us along with you. Feedback.